Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Hey, Suzanne. Hey, Tina. Thanks for being so prompt. You guys get the gold stars today. Well, you are my number one and my number two commenters, so I guess that explains it. I hope everybody had a great week. I did. I've been putting together kits all week for the our Halloween cluster flip book. But it was great because when I was putting the kits together, I was actually also watching Tim Holtz's Christmas in July class. So I had that in the background, and it was fun to be able to put my kits together and catch up on his videos. And I really liked the tag one where he put all the little ephemera pieces. If you guys haven't seen that yet, the minute I saw that, I went out looking for that die and I couldn't find it. So, I hope it's not just part of the kit, because I'll be very sad if it was. But yeah, I haven't finished the video yet. The tutorials were just up my alley, of course. Ephemera, layering, all that good stuff. So don't be surprised if one of these Sundays we copy Mr. Holtz and create, probably not Christmas, but maybe use one of his designs for the style. But anyway, I've enjoyed it, and I'm still enjoying it. So that's what I was doing this week. Hey, Teresa. Happy Sunday. Nice to see you. So today we're going to play with embossing folders, if you didn't figure that out by the title, because I am trying a new technique. And whenever you have a new technique, you want to practice it, right? So what better way to master it than to practice it? So that's what we're doing today. But I do want to remind you, what do I want to remind you? That if you do want one of the kits for the Halloween flip journal, what did I call it? Cluster flip book. That's it. Yeah, so order yours, because I am doing the kits. The class is at the end of, when is the class? In about 30 days maybe. Anyway, a couple weeks before, I'm going to cut off, or I'm not going to cut off because I'm going to keep the kits available, but I'm going to basically not guarantee that you're going to get it in time for the class. So if you want the kit, and I highly recommend that you do because it's very cute. Yes, Tina, I've been getting them out this week. Yeah, so I think yours was one of them that I got out. So yeah, don't hesitate, because they take me a minute to put together. I mean, you can't really tell, but there's lots of little bits and bobs in here. And a lot of these I fussy cut myself, I stamp, I don't know why I do it, you guys. I must love you all, because it is quite it's quite a feat to put those kids together. But like I said, I took the time to put Tim Holtz in the background, so it was all good. All right. Let's get that yawn out of the way. Whew. Okay, so let me flip down, and we shall figure out what we're going to do today. All right. I know, Tina, I should get hubby to help, but yeah, he's not having it. He thinks I'm crazy for putting together those kits, so I try to keep him out of my business. He stays in his lane and I stay in mine. Because if he saw how much work it took, I mean, he already complains that I spend too much time in my craft room. But if he saw how much work it took to put those kits together, he probably would get irritated with me. So, I just keep it from him. He doesn't need to know. All right, so this is what we're doing today, guys. It is an embossing folder. I don't know if you can tell. So the minute I saw this technique, I don't even know where I saw it. I saw someone doing it. I thought, okay, I got to try it because I loved the way it popped. So I just pulled out all of my all of my embossing folders, and I just embossed a few to see what I could do. And I only had one flower one, guys. So this was the one I ended up playing with. So I think that's what we're going to do, is we're going to play with this. Ah, Suzanne, thank you. I love you guys too. Believe me, that's the only reason I take the time to put those kits together, because I know you guys enjoy them. So this is what we're going to do. So typically when we emboss, right, we play with the raised part. But for this technique, and it works better with a deep embossing, you're going to turn it over and you're going to work with the deboss. I guess that's what it's called, right? Emboss, deboss. I don't know. But you want to be able to color in all these nooks and crannies and then put a color over it. So I'll show you exactly what I did. And I'm using my watercolor crayons from Mr. Holtz, Mr. Timothy Holtz. And yeah, that's what we're doing today. I hope everybody is okay with that. Are y'all cool? Give me some hearts. Give me some thumbs up. Let me know y'all are cool with that. And we shall get going. All right. So let's see. I also pulled out some butterflies because I thought, you know, that would probably be really pretty. I didn't want to cover this up too much. So I pulled out these butterflies, and then I remembered I had these, which I think would be fantastic on the black. So we're gonna embellish with these. All right, so let me show you what I did, because it was kind of crazy. All right, the first thing I did was I found my black archival ink and I juiced it up. I juiced it up. I got my re-inker because I wanted to make sure it was nice and juicy, and I added lots of ink to it, so hopefully it won't be too watery. And then the next thing I did was, of course, I got paint brushes, and this is a bigger one. I'll show you why I got this bigger one in a minute. But then I also got a smaller one for the detail. So the first thing I did was figure out what colors I wanted to use. Now with this one, I kind of stuck with yellows, pinks, and greens. But let's get a little crazy this time. Let's go a little more vibrant. And I also found it worked better when your crayon was a little bit pointy. So I ended up getting one of my knives in my kitchen. I got to make sure I wash it real well. And I was sharpening it because I wanted it to be real pointy. All right. And then I just kind of started coloring. So it's real easy to do this because, again, you've got your debossing in here. So just wherever there's a nook and cranny, that's what I'm going to call it, just color it in. And I think you could probably do this with inks as well. But I like the fact that it's a crayon and it's easy to fill in the negative space. Alright, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of filling in the negative space here. And let's see if we could maybe try to make this as vibrant as possible, right? So let's see if I got a blue here. No, not a blue. What goes in the middle? It's usually a yellow in the middle, right? So let's kind of be let's make a little bit of sense here. Alright, you can tell I've already been using this one. I was pushing it. So just, again, filling in all the nooks. Now this is going to take you a minute to do. I'm not going to kid. It's not something you're going to be able to kick out in 5 minutes. Because first you color it with the crayons, and then you use your watercolor brush. So it's gonna take you a minute, but I think the results are kind of fabulous, especially once you put the ink over it and it's like, oh man, it just pops. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm going to see if I can try to incorporate some nice colors here. Right, so how was everybody's week? Was anything exciting happening? I, of course, played in my garden. That's what I always do. I had to transplant. Hey, Lourdes. I had to transplant some of my tomato plants because I'm not bragging, but oh my god, they were so big. And my cucumbers are starting to come in now. And the cucumbers were latching on to my tomato plants. It was just a hot mess. So I did transplant one of my tomato plants. It was not happy, I will not kid you. But we had some rain that afternoon. And Lourdes, you are in so much trouble, lady. Thank you, though. So I had to transplant my tomato plants, and then it rained, which it made it happy, because if you know anything about gardening, they don't like to be transplanted. You know, once they're growing and they're rooted, they just want to stay where they're at. But no, I disturbed it. So hopefully, and it was big, y'all. It was so tall, and I had to trim it down, but it was just it was just not working where it was. Next year, I will be more strategic about the way that I plant, so we don't have this problem. So, gardener in progress. Gardener in progress. And I'm sad because I've picked and used all of my broccoli. I read that broccoli does come back. So hopefully I'll have some more before the end of summer. Alright. Let's see. So just again, coloring all. It was free, you should think. Oh, alright. Well, that's cool. I hate y'all spending your money on me. Unless you're shopping in the shop, then I love y'all for doing that. My tomato plants are about 7. I believe it, Tina. Had to chop them off. Yeah, if you have fertile soil, boy, they just thrive. And y'all know that I live on what used to be a goat farm. So lots of good goat manure. And the plants just love it. They thrive. Alright, so again, just coloring in. Try not to take too long doing this, but it takes a minute. It does take a minute. So I think I've shared with you before, there is a little shop in town. Yeah, the broccoli was great. I made broccoli salad. I made stir fry several times. Put the broccoli in just green salads. He's Susie. Would I like to get a goat? No. I want to get chickens, but I haven't convinced my hubby yet. He's like, well, if you get them, you're taking care of them, which is fine. But I don't know. I'm not making the commitment yet. We'll see. I mean, right now it's bad enough when we go places. Like, for instance, when we go on our cruise in December, we're gonna have to, put Max somewhere because we're gonna be gone for 8 days. And I don't want to have to worry about chickens either. So. So we'll see. Yeah, I hate to board Max, but I don't know if I have any other choice. Then if one of you guys live closer to me, he could stay with you guys. Come on, move to Montana. Love to have you. Alright, let's see. Maybe some purple. I'm going very colorful today. Yeah, Max is a sweetie. So I hate to board him, but can't take him on the cruise, unfortunately. Let's see. So I'm just going all sorts of colors here. Oh, I hear him. I hear the little guy. Hey, Maxie. Let's get some of this green foliage in here. So I might have to invest. If you got chickens, I'd have... Okay, don't keep me on suspense, Suzanne. I get eggs locally from people that have chickens. So I'm not hurting for eggs. But it'd be nice to have my own farm fresh eggs. We'll see. We'll see. My husband is out on the tractor right now. We live, the way that our property is, antique linen, that's not going to work. The way that our property is, it's how do I explain it? Some of it is flat, but then when you go out, it kind of goes up on a hill, and then we've got the green trees and whatnot. A lot of the land is foresty. So he's leveling out some of it for us. He has a tractor. It's not our tractor. It's our neighbors up the street. I say up the street, up the hill and around the corner. We told them they could park it here on our land because we're at the bottom of the hill and everybody else is at the top. And it's just easier when they want to use it to get it, it's already at the bottom of the hill. So we let them park it here. And by parking it here, we get to use it whenever we want. So that's kind of cool. You'd have more eggs than you could ever use. I made a mistake. I pickle my eggs. So I probably would sell them, to be honest with you. I think I started to tell you, there's a little shop in town that I sell some of my handmade cards to. In fact, I was over there this morning and I sold $80 worth of cards. Woohoo! And she has a little shop and it's really cute. It's right in town, right on Main Street. So it's perfect location. I don't want that one. So I probably would sell to her, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But it's not like I'm getting chickens tomorrow. But I would love the eggs. And there's a lot of people around here that like the farm fresh eggs. I'm sure I could sell some. We'll see. Maybe it'll be something I do when I retire. All right, that looks pretty good. So they lay almost one a day. I'd take it. Someone said for 2 people I need 10 chickens. I'm like, 10 chickens? And then it said, well, sometimes the animals around town eat them. I'm like, well, I don't like that. All right. So let's see here. What folder am I using? Oh boy. Let me show you. I don't have the name of it, you guys, but it's one of those texture fades. So it's this one right here. I hope you guys can see that. I don't know which one it's called. It was the only flower one I had, believe it or not. All right. So the first time I did this one, I colored in with the water first, but I think what I'm going to try is to do the black first, and then we'll come back in with the watercolor. So once you have all your debossed items, right, then you're going to want to come in with black ink. And I guess you could do it with any ink, but black is the most color that pops. So that's why I like the black. So let me just do this. And the first ink, I used scrapbook.com's ink. This one I'm using black archival, jet black, and I inked it up. So I'm hoping I won't have any of those white splotches. And it's working pretty good. But look at how that pops, you guys. Isn't that fantastic? Whew. I love it. And then the first time I got ink all over my hands too, so we're going to try not to do that this time. Alright, so let's just keep adding our black ink. Fantastic, right? Oh, man, look at how that pops, you guys. It's really, really pretty. And I do this because I ended up with ink all over my fingers, but I'm going to show you how we're going to seal this. Because I'd be afraid if I sent this to somebody that they'd end up with ink all over their fingers, and I wouldn't want that. Alright, so now that we got our ink, and I guess you could leave it like this, right? I mean, that's pretty. But we're going to, since these are watercolor crayons, we're going to color in some of these. So, how did I do this? You know what I did? I should have kept out the colors I was using. But of course I did not. Let's see if I can remember. I think that's the... maybe... Oh. Alright. So, okay, so let's see here. And of course, I buy the cheapest paintbrushes. Ridiculous. Alright, so this is how I like to color with my crayons. You saw that I colored in first, and that was just to get it started. But now we're going to actually get rid of all of those lines. Or at least attempt to, right? So just dabbing. I mean, you could definitely paint as well. The nice thing about this is because, you know, the outline is black, even if you color outside of the lines, it doesn't show up because of the black ink, which is kind of cool. That looks good. And then just so you can see how this card does take a minute, right? Get a little bit more water here, a little bit. All right, and color in. Okay, keep going. But you see how it kind of takes away those harsh lines? And that's because, you know, the embossing folder has those lines. So by using your watercolor, you're able to fill in use tips. Yeah, that would work for sure. I want to get in all the nooks and crannies though. That's why I like the brush that I can just kind of dab. Okay, so I think that's all of the blue. What else did I have? I think I had fossilized amber. Let's try that next. Yeah, Tina, I agree. When I saw someone doing this, and I think it was probably on Instagram, I don't even remember who was doing it, I thought, ooh, Mama wants to try that. So, and this, for the most part, isn't really even my style, but we're gonna make it Monica style. For sure. It's very, very pretty. Now you do have to be careful because even though your color won't go into your black can come into your color. So you have to really be careful about not bringing in some of that black ink. You can kind of see it with this yellow here, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Let's see. So for those of you that ordered not only the Halloween kit but the Christmas kits as well, I haven't set the date for the Christmas class yet. I will though. As soon as I finish filling all the orders in for Halloween, I'm going to start on the Christmas one. And there's two Christmas ones, right? There's the tag one, and then there's the cluster one. And I have to finish designing both. And then once I get my prototype completely done, I'll share it with you guys, but then I'll schedule the date for the class. And all my classes from now on are going to be Tim Holtz style, where they're on YouTube, and I just open them up. And then, you know, if you want to order the kit, you can. Then the thing about his kits, right, is they have limited supply. But since I curate my kits, I can create more of them. So we'll see. I mean, they take a lot of time, so I may not do it indefinitely. But I think with the video being out there, and as we get closer to Halloween, people may want to do the kits. So I figure that would be a little way for me to make a little extra money. So that's why I've kind of changed it the way I'm doing it, if y'all were wondering. But it certainly does take planning, which is fine. I don't mind. Honestly, this Sunday afternoon crafting is the only time that I really craft. The rest of the time is working, creating digitals. I have a new digital kit I'm working on. It's pretty fabulous. And then I have my 7 days of Halloween. And I'm kind of out. This is where you guys might be able to help me, because I'm kind of at a quandary here. So typically my 7 days of Halloween is Tim Holtz's Halloween release, right? But, you know, he's just re-releasing old stuff. Are there any other, and I should write them down if you guys have any, are there any other shops that have Tim Holtz style Halloween releases? Because I like to use, in my 7 days of Halloween, I like to use new product. I don't buy a lot of product during the year, but during Halloween and Christmas, I typically will buy a couple sets. So, are there any shops, y'all, out there that are Tim Holtz style that typically give new releases for Halloween? And if they are, put them in the chat so I can check them out. Because, like, you know, guys know Tim isn't coming out with new releases, right? So I'm going to have to dig into prior year releases. But I like to use new stuff too for my 7 days of Halloween. So I need ideas, you guys. That looks really good. Okay, I think that's brown down there. So we'll switch this over. But yeah, I like the watercolor effect, so I would recommend it. Even though it takes you a minute, that's for sure. That is for sure. Alright, so still filling in the gaps. So we have this restaurant in town. It's like the only restaurant in town. It's called the Waterhole. It's a saloon. And we meet people there on Sundays for like breakfast, lunch. And recently I used to get like a salad and some buffalo wings. But over the last couple weeks, I got a hamburger, but it was a bunless hamburger. It was the one where you put lettuce as the buns. I like that. But it is very messy. But do any of you guys do that, where you substitute the bun for lettuce just to lower your carbs? So I've been trying that, and it's been working pretty well. I like it. That looks good. Okay, so let's see what else I got going on here. I think I've got to do the red. Candied apple is the red. And what's nice about this is there's already, you know, pencil in the nooks and crannies. So it's just adding a little bit more. Okay, there's that one. Is that the only red? I guess I have some pink and some brown. All right. Let's see. You guys aren't very chattery today. Where are my chatter boxes? Vintage photo. Of course, vintage photo had to make an appearance. I wonder how black soot would look. Maybe we'll try to do that. We won't go through the whole thing, but maybe I'll swipe black soot over just to see how it looks. Yeah, I know. I've been wondering about Robin too. I've been meaning to text her to make sure she's good. She joined, I think she joined last week, right? But she used to be a regular. Now I haven't seen her very much. I know summers are busy for a lot of people, but I've been missing her. All right. So did anybody think of any other companies that have Tim Holtz style stamps for Halloween? Anybody? Anybody? I know I need to just probably go look. I looked at 49 and Market to see if maybe... Ooh, chocolate chip cookies. That sounds good. I'm going to make some blueberry muffins tonight for our coffee in the morning. But yeah, I was thinking about 49 and Market, maybe. But I don't know. Robin would know. Robin knows everything. Okay. Let's see. All right. So here you go, guys. So didn't that come? That's just fantastic, isn't it? Now, the one thing that I did, and the jury's still out, I put gesso over this because, again, if you send this out to someone, I don't want them getting ink all over their fingers. So I do want to try to seal it. So this one I used clear gesso, but this one I think I'm going to try to use matte Mod Podge. So let's see. Ooh, got the hiccups. Let's see if I can... Oh gosh. Of course, you know, I got the thumb problem again. Oh, man. Ah, there it is. Whew. Ah. Gotta do my exercises for my fingers. Alright, got it open. Ooh, look at that gook. Gookity gook. Let me get some of this junk off of it. So, like I said, I was watching the Tim Holtz Christmas in July class, I guess I'll call it. Heidi is so excited when she's learning with Tim. She just seems so happy to be there, right? And I don't buy a lot from Simon Says Stamp, and I'll tell you why. I think, well, a couple reasons, and it's purely personal. So I like that they have a lot of his product. Big supporter of Tim Holtz, and I love that. I think she was one of the first ones to support him when he became a designer, right? So I love that. But gotta be careful with this. I think their shipping is too expensive. That's just me. I try to, as a shop owner, I try to keep shipping down. In fact, even sometimes, and I know they're a bigger shop than me and they can't do this probably, but if I find that the shipping is cheaper than I've charged you guys, I'll refund you. So number one, I think their shipping is too expensive. And then number two, when I was an affiliate for them, even though I was linking a lot of their product, I think my referral affiliate was like less than 1%, and I thought that's really cheesy. So that's just a personal experience. I know they have a lot of great products, so I shouldn't, and I do buy from them if I can't find it anywhere else, but get kind of a sour taste in my mouth when I try to support their shop and I get less than a percentage. Adam's Family Stamping. Oh, I've seen that. Very clever. All right, so, but I like how she gets so excited when she's with Tim, and they have a very good relationship just because her shop supported him when he first started, which I think is awesome, right? All right. Let's see. My poor little napkin is a mess now. Okay, so I'm going to try to, let's see if this is going to work. Seal this, right? So let's just, and see all the black that's getting in there? But I'm hoping once it's dry, then that black won't come through. And this dries clear, so no worries with that. I don't necessarily like the paintbrush lines, so let's see if we can maybe smooth that out a little bit. But this should at least seal that black ink in there. We'll see. We'll see, right? Okay, let me close this back up. I had someone say that when I used my heating gun to turn the volume off, but just as easy for you guys to turn off your volume as it is for me. Not too easy for me, especially since I'm doing it on video. I'm not really sure how I would do that. Anyway, if I'm taping, I can do it, but when I'm live, I don't know. See, let me show you. I kind of like the Mod Podge better because this kind of made it matted a little bit. I don't know if you can see that, but this one kept the vibrant colors. Pretty cool, right? All right, so and my fingers aren't too black, a little bit. Make sure you have that heat gun dry before the Mod Podge. Okay, let me put my glasses on. Tina's saying something really important here. Heat gun dry before the Mod Podge. Hi, Irma. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Irma from Southern California. Thanks for popping in. All right, let's trim this. Everybody give Irma a warm welcome. Irma, we are here every Sunday afternoon, 3 o'clock, chit-chatting and creating. I'm so glad that you could join us. All right, so let's see. God, what a difference. This one has that clear gesso, and it's a little bit rough. This one had the Mod Podge. I think I like the Mod Podge better. All right, so let's trim this down. And I like I like all the different colors too. So let's trim this here. So when we go on our cruise, y'all, in December, we're flying into LA, and I think the boat is leaving out of Long Beach, I think. That's where I went to college, was Long Beach. But yeah, so we're gonna fly into LA. I think we're gonna spend the night by the airport. I'm not sure. And then my son's gonna pick us up, and then we're gonna go to Long Beach the next day. All right. Okay, pretty good. So I need to find a cover. I guess I should put that right. Guys, what a difference between... Don't use the gesso. Definitely use the Mod Podge because it keeps it vibrant. Let me get... Alright, so I got turquoise for this one. Let me glue this down. So what do you guys think of this technique? Like I said, when I saw it and I saw the colors pop when they added the black, I'm like, oh man, that's awesome. I had to try it. And I'm not used to working on the deboss side for sure, right? Typically we work on the part that's poofy, not on the other side. But no rules in card making. Okay, so man, that looks good. Alright, so there's that. Okay. Now I said we were going to add these butterflies, so let's do that. What do you guys think? You like it, Lourdes? Nice. Alright, so let's add some butterflies here. So pretty. And I'm going to start with one because I got to put my sentiment. That one there. I don't know where I got these butterflies. I just, before the live started, this is going to need some glue. I was digging through my drawers looking for transparent, my transparent ephemera from Tim Holtz, and I couldn't find it. And then I saw these butterflies, and I'm like, aha, that will work. All right, there's that. And then I love this one. Let's put. Let's see. Life is a grand adventure. It certainly is. Faraway places and darling adventures. I love that. Ordinary is often the extraordinary. I like that too. So that's what we're gonna go with. Let's see. What kind of ordinary is often the extraordinary. So let's do this. Yeah, Irma, I think it came out great too. I love it. Okay, so let's do this. We might do another butterfly, but I'm not sure. Ordinary is often the extraordinary. See if we can make this straight. Alright. That looks good. Will another butterfly fit, I wonder? I don't know. I'd want it to be another blue one, though, but maybe a pink one? Another butterfly? What do you guys think? Maybe this one needs to go a little higher. So let's glue this since I just pulled it up. I'll put that one a little higher. And then we'll have room for this pinky. Little pinky. Alright, so pretty. Nice. What do you guys think? That's pretty, huh? I guess I probably could have had this a little lower. Do I have time to do it? That's right. And then I'll put it on a card. Nice, right? Pretty. Alright, so let's do this one. So, now that we know we're gonna do 2 butterflies, let's do that first. And I'll do pink because of these pink flowers. Really pretty. Is it gonna stick? Yeah, I'm gonna need to add glue. Hey Debbie, nice to see ya. So we'll put this one here, right? Gosh. Okay. Oh, my butterfly's off. Oh, you know what, though? This is going to go on a card base, so it'll be fine. All right. We need another sentiment. Let's see. Don't forget to fly. Let's see. The adventure begins. Make today count. The journey is the destination. Dwell in possibilities. Dreamer of dreams. Dreamer of dreams. Let's do that one. Say that 3 times very fast. Alright, so we'll add a little glue. Dreamer of dreams. We'll just stick right there. Aw. Oh, how nice. So pretty. I don't often say that about my cards, so pretty, because they're usually grungy and vintagey and old. But this is kind of grungy, right? I mean, totally not my typical style. But hey, sometimes you gotta try new stuff, right? And I just think these came out fabulous. I do want to try, before we head out, guys, I want to try black soot. Oh, my old bones here. Black soot. Oh, there it is. Oofa. All right. Let's see how that black looks. Got another. So let's flip her over, and we'll color it in after. But let's go ahead and try black soot. So ordinarily we would color this in, right? But I want to see how. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm in love. Yes. Oh man. Look at that. That's black soot, you guys. I'd say we got a winner. And we're gonna, black soot is water resistant, so we're gonna try something. Look at how my napkin is wet, so it's pulling up the water, or the ink. It's pulling up the water. Crazy girl. All right, see, look at that. All right, black soot definitely, it has a longer drying time, so it's going to be a little bit messier. Just forewarning you on that one. But it really is a good color. I think because I'd want, I mean, look at how wet that is. I'd want the drying time to be a little quicker. I probably would stick with the archival. But I don't know. I mean, let's see if we sprayed it. Where's my water bottle? Oh, I wonder if we sprayed it with, let's see. All right, this is totally an experiment. So we don't want to ruin these, so let's put these aside. So definitely the Mod Podge versus the liquid gesso, unless you want the muted. This is more muted, this is more vibrant. This, I used the black archival. They are not water resistant, so you'd have to seal them, and that's why I was getting ink all over me. So you definitely would have to seal them with your Mod Podge. Yes, that is true. But I wanted to try. This is totally an experiment, guys. We have a few more minutes. Yeah, they're not water resistant. That is absolutely true, Tina. So you'd have to seal it, especially if you start adding watercolor to it. So you'd have to be careful. All right, so this is my salt water taffy, and this is Kitsch Flamingo. We're going to use both of these. We're going to try this completely. Ooh, nah, that's not a good idea. Look at how it's running together, you guys. Okay, let's get this out of the way so we don't ruin it. Interesting. Right? Look at how the ink is going in. That's kind of interesting. We're going to dry this and see what it looks like. I'm thinking we don't want to do this, though. All that ink. All right. Spray first. Yeah, this is too watery, but so here's what it looks like. I mean, I like the shimmer of it. I'm going to seal it, and then we're going to try to color it. The ink definitely does blend into the crevices, but I don't know. I kind of think that looks cool. Let's see where this goes. Seal then spray. Yeah, maybe. But I kind of like the way it runs. But let's check this out. All right, so I'm going to add some of this Mod Podge because I like the Mod Podge better. Let's see if we can do this without making a complete mess. Yeah, look at that. I don't want to get inked all over this. So we're just sealing it. I'm not sure how this is going to work with the crayons though now. It may not work. It may be a black and white card. Alright, so that's interesting. I'm going to call it interesting. Yeah, it may not work with distress inks because of the fact that they are, what's it, water soluble? Water reactive? That's the word. So we just sealed them. Still a little tacky, but I want to try those crayons. That's why before we head out, I know we're done, but now we're just experimenting, y'all. Let me get this raspberry here. This is purely experimental. Sometimes you gotta experiment though, right? To know how things work. Alright, so let's figure this out. I'm not sure if it's gonna come in though, because I just, oh, look at that. And it's got it's got that grunginess because the ink ran. Oh my gosh, I don't know, kind of cool for sure. See, now the ink is sealed, so it's not getting all over me, which is a good thing. All right, but it's certainly got the black ink because it ran, what you would expect it. That's what distress inks do. They move with water. I mean, hello, as Tim Holtz would say, Captain Obvious. That's the intention, right? Is they move with water. Right. But I mean, I guess if you're going for the grunginess of it, this is definitely more grungy, that's for sure. Hey, Melody. Alright, so, just making this a little darker. And that's what's really nice about these crayons is you can go as light or as dark as you want. Alright, the jury is out, but look at, I mean, it's not bad, right? I mean, it's different because, I mean, this is definitely more of a grunginess because the black fed into it. But let's keep going with it to see, let's see where this takes us. I think I'm just going to do pink and green though. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm keeping it simple. Alright. Melody, are you in Iowa or are you home still? Alright, so let's just see what we can do here. Said I wasn't going to do a card, but let's just see how far we can get. This is going to be all green, so I don't think it'll take me too long to color it in. Let's see. Just curious how this is going to look. And then what do you guys think? Do you prefer, because with the Distress Black Soot, it definitely ran into the crevices. It definitely, absolutely did. So do you prefer the grunge look, or do you prefer it to be a little bit more crisper? I think I like it to be a little bit more crisper. And that's coming from me when I say I'd rather it be a little crisper than the grunge look. Waiting for your cataract surgery. Oh, I just had mine. It was a piece of cake. So happy with it. So if you guys did not see my newsletter on Friday, I have been adding more Halloween and Christmas items to the shop, so be sure to check that out. We'll be playing with those over the next several weeks. Melody, I'm going to be sending you an email. One of the items you ordered, the vintage Christmas, the set is a little different than what I had a photo of. So I'm going to send you a photo to make sure you're cool with me substituting it. The picture out there was from last year, and I got a new set for the vintage Christmas stickers this year. So I'm going to send you a photo and get your okay to do that. I like the ones this year better than the ones I had last year. But I want to make sure you're going to get what you want, because it's important to me. Lots of green on this one. I don't know. But we will persevere. The only way to know what you like and what you don't like is to play. I don't play enough with my supplies anymore, which is kind of sad for me. But it's called working, unfortunately. One of these days when I'm retired, I'll have more time to play with you guys. Alright, let's just finish up this greenery here. I'm just getting sloppy here because I can just dab it up since I sealed it, right? You might have last year's good, then you'll be happy to get the new set. But I'll send you a photo of them, just so you know what you'll be getting. They're, like I said, I think I like this set better than last year's. But yep. All right. So that's Black Soot. Let's do a comparison. Do I love it? I don't know if I love it. I like it. I'm not going to throw it away, but I love this one. And I really like this one. I'm not crazy about the gesso on this one because it kind of muted out the black, but it still looks good. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think of the Melody? What do you guys think of the Black Soot? So with the Black Soot, right, let's talk about that a second, and then we'll call it a day. So this is, what does Tim say, water soluble, right? So it reacts to water. When I put it on the card and I sprayed it with the spritz, duh, Monica, of course it's going to leak into the crevices, which is exactly what it did. It did what it's supposed to do. which made the debossed part a little bit more grungy. So if you look at the pink, you've got more black in it, and that's why this one is a little, the colors are a little bit more vibrant, right? Because you don't have the black. It doesn't have, Lords, you might have some points, Lourdes, put me on your junk list, because I know that I don't know why you don't get my email. I don't know. I mean, I saw that you were subscribed, but I don't know why you don't get them. It's very strange. I think one time, once you unsubscribe or you report it as junk, I don't think it will let me email you anymore. Which is sad, because sometimes you might change your mind, right? I'm going to look, though, Lourdes. I'm going to look again. Yeah, I agree, Tina. The blue one definitely is the most vibrant. And that's just from trial and error. So this was the first one, and I decided, didn't like the clear gesso. This is the second one where I went with more vibrant colors. I used the Mod Podge for the sealer. Best. Yep. Best. And then this one was the black soot, which again, we were experimenting. Not sure I like that, but it's definitely sealed. I mean, I'm not getting any ink on me anymore. So I guess it just really depends on what you're going for, right? I'm gonna card this one up. I'm not gonna get rid of it. But yeah, I hope that you like this technique. I think, like I said, when I saw it, I'm like, all right, that's what we're doing on Sunday. So I hope that you guys don't mind sitting through my playtime and trying out this technique. I think it's a fabulous technique. I would highly recommend using something that your ink that dries quickly. Archival ink is really good for that. But whatever ink you have that dries quickly, give it a shot. It really is. It really does pop. I mean, I guess you could do the background in other colors, but I think the black is probably the one that pops the most. All right, y'all. That is all I have. I need to figure out what's for dinner tonight. I hope you all have a fabulous week, and I will see you next Sunday, if not sooner. All right, you guys? All right, we'll see you later. Bye.